Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Misha Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within.
8:55 p.m. I seem to be back on track with my consistent episode recordings while I walk and at home. The stream of consciousness channel seems to be open and vibrant. And today I want to talk about one thing for sure, and perhaps two. But the one thing, part A, I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I have this thought in my psyche, and it's oftentimes lurking there. I once said, I wrote this down, I once said, I will probably be on my deathbed wondering what I'm supposed to do with my life. What am I supposed to do with my life? 53 years old as I record this, a young 53, just turned in August, and it's August as I record this. And I can be like, what am I going to do with my life? And there's no doubt, as I'm close to death, if I happen to get, as Barbara Karnes calls it, a gradual death versus a sudden death. Those sudden death folks, they don't get a wonder. They won't be wondering on their deathbed. They just die, car accident, fall off a cliff. I don't know. Stumble in front of a train. Or the gradual death, old age, disease. Anyway, so I wrote down, it's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing with my life? What I'm doing right now. And I love that thought, right? As I continue to talk to Source, God, the capital S self, the great, the infinite intelligence. What am I supposed to be doing? What am I going to do with my life? Turns out what I'm doing right now. Why is it supposed to be any different? What a great question. I love the idea of finding of exactly where I am in this moment right now, just on the other side of the summit. Now, putting together my bio, I've been asked to speak on another summit, and I was asked to have a bio. Let's see if I can find it quick. It seems to be hiding. There it is. I think I'd be more prepared. So my bio, this is what I came up with after a few days wondering, writing, taking notes, avoiding, blowing off, trying again. Let's see. Here we go. Misha Zvagensov, a.k.a. Misha Z, is director of Be Love Media, where he uses his irreverent personality and real-life experience to create content focused on personal growth, pivoting forward, and serving the world through change. Never scared to ask the hard questions, Misha helps growth-minded high performers move beyond the constant worries of money and the need for relationships so that they can thrive in the second half of life. There you go. That's what I came up with. I was talking to my coach Vince, asking I came up with a round one a couple of days ago. I DM'd him and he said, what? Yeah, he DM'd him my example. He says, half of it's transparent, half of it's formal. So it's a bit confusing and muddled. You might want to try to stick with one style or the other, not saying that one style was better or worse than the other. So, of course, I started trying to pick out the formal style, the parts of it that were formal and good, and then take the transparent parts and formalize them. So I was working on that, and then I tried to take the transparent parts and take the formal parts and transparentize them, turn them transparent. So I'd have a formal one and a transparent one, and then I could pick. And oh my gosh, I had this moment of this is taking a lot longer than it's supposed to. And then I thought, gosh, it's a bio. I haven't tried to write a bio yet in this whole process. And so cut myself some slack and back and forth and this and that and cutting and pasting and chopping and hacking. And then I had a great idea. And I don't know if this is good or bad, but I Googled how to write a bio. And I found this little site. It said how to write a 3-sentence bio. And I kind of use that a lot. So I'm not sure I ended up going down this path, but that's fine. Talking about the bio, I like it. So yeah, the 3-sentence bio. Your first sentence, what do you do? And then how can you help? And then your call to action. And then try to have it, since it's going to be short, you can't put your whole life story in there or everything that you do. You have to pull out a nugget that's catchy, that, sums you up. And I thought my irreverent personality and real life experience was rather good. And it's also true that I'm not usually scared to ask the hard questions in those situations where I'm going deep with somebody about life. So anyway, who knows? I'm sure I did not forward it to anybody for review or commentary because I don't want to spend 6 months doing this. So we'll let it rip and we'll adjust on the fly. So I do believe that one comment that I would get would be there's some negatives in there, or I say some things, not negatives, but like a growth-minded high performer, that's positive, but move beyond their constant worries of money and the need for relationships. Perhaps people don't want to admit that, so they can thrive in the second half of life. Implies that they may not be thriving. Oftentimes, high performers do not want to admit that they're struggling and or not thriving. But I also wanted to make it clear that it's got to be people that are in that space that are ready. They're growth-minded and they're ready to move beyond. I'm not here to convince anybody that they need to, or that they're not in the space that they're supposed to be, or try and twist their arms or go rouse them or shake them down. No. You realize that you want to make some changes, start to look at things differently, go deeper. So I love that idea. But this is just for one summit. The great news is it'll be out there forever till I die, unless their summit gets taken down or they don't go evergreen. But I was just like, hey, man, just got to let it fly, let it go. Embrace the messy action. So there's my ode to messy action. I was going to perhaps talk more about I guess that flows into, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? And it's what I'm doing right now. And what I'm going to talk about next episode is dovetailing off of this is, the summit was a lot of pressure, and there was a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of stress. Now on the other side of the summit, the hope was, okay, I'm done with the summit. So there will be no more stress. But the reality is there's all this new stuff to do, a ton of new stuff to do, creating products, email sequences, lots and lots of stuff to do, showing up, social media. I mean, the list is rather imposing. How do I not be stressed out within that? If I'm going to continue down this path one day at a time for the foreseeable future, how do I not have it be stressful? So that's what I'm going to talk about next episode. Anyway, have a good day out there.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.